What's up? What's up? What's up? Welcome to another episode of your favorite legendary rants. And I'm your host, I Am Legendary. And we call this interview segment No Crumbs Left Behind. Okay? No Crumbs Left Behind. Now, this is your part 2, hosted by me with celebrity guest LeeAnne Locken from Real Housewives of Dallas. Now, y'all been sitting on this interview for some months. This was done back last August, but I said, John, it's now or never, right? So y'all support me more than ever. Y'all, me and LeeAnne talked about a lot. We got into some things about RHOD. She talked her Dream Girls Trip cast. Would she return to the show? All that. So stay tuned for part 2. Don't forget, like this video, comment, subscribe to the channel. Yeah. This is part 2 with LeeAnne Locken, Real Housewives of Dallas. Carlos King called her the Force Multiplier of that show. And for y'all who don't know, Real Housewives of Dallas had 5 seasons. They tried taping during the 6th season, and the show was unfortunately canceled. I do think this show will eventually one day return. If you haven't already, y'all, check out RHOD. When I tell you I watched this during the pandemic and it was amazing, y'all, Real Housewives of Dallas is a gem. I'm telling you, these women are cultured, these women are sassy, these women are funny, and you will be thoroughly entertained. Enjoy part 2 of this video, and like I said, don't forget to like this video, comment down below, and subscribe to the channel. Now get into it. You so much for jumping back on. We're almost done. I was like, oh my God, what I was looking at him like, is it my Wi-Fi? What is it?
It kept saying reconnecting. So anyway, we're back.
Okay, thank you so much. Okay, so yes, we were talking about Tiffany and how she was treated. So the crocodile tears from Brandy, do you think I think Tiffany could have dragged a little bit more for a few more episodes to give us some juice, but it seemed like they just squashed it quick.
Yeah. Tiffany didn't want to do it.
And I think she said she recently stated that she feel like production set that up. Because it's interesting that the video comes out about Brandy like right after the reunion, going into season 5. Then they add on an Asian housewife.
So she was already cast. Yeah.
So, and she came on through D'Andra, right? So 2 years in a row, D'Andra brought on a friend.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna bring anybody. That never worked out.
You should have though. You needed to.
But that never worked out well for me. Everybody I brought on got more interested in being on TV than being a friend.
Yeah, that's true. I can see that. So, do you think the attempt at adding diversity to the show backfired on Bravo? Because if you think about it, season 5,
I don't think that was the problem. I don't think adding diversity is ever a problem. I think that's always a good thing.
No,
but I think
agree.
where the problem was how they handled it. And I think that you've really got to, they at that point they wanted to put me in a situation where they couldn't get me to walk away. So if you look every year, it got stepped up. First year, I'm dangerous. Second year, I'm something else. Third year, I'm something else. So it just kept pushing and pushing and pushing. And it was like, how hard can we push on her before she'll quit?
Right.
And
you said that to them at one reunion. You said, y'all goal is for me not to be here.
Yeah.
And Carrie Duber, I believe, said, no, that's not what she wanted. Because I'm like, in her head, she know they can't lose you because who going to have a storyline?
Yeah.
So that's how, I don't know. I think I might have worded that wrong with the diversity thing.
No, it's listen, see how easy it is to use the wrong words at the wrong
Right,
time? Aren't
right,
you glad I'm not Brandy or Stephanie? I'd be pissed.
right. Because then this would be their storyline for the entire season. What I meant was because we're seeing now on all the shows, they're just sprinkling in a person of color, whether it be a Hispanic, a person of Latin descent, or an Asian
Asian.
person, or a one black person amongst a cast of Caucasian women. It's like, okay, they're not connected. So naturally, now when a microaggression take place, race is gonna be the only thing to discuss. So, these people, these fans are saying, "Oh, we miss our fun show where it's not
They
so heavy
do.
talking about race." But the reality of the world is, and I wish for season 5 we would have saw a little like about the protesting in the streets of Dallas and stuff, because that was really what was going on
It
around us.
was.
The George Floyd stuff and all that stuff. So to now add women of color to the show and it doesn't work, I just think it's a lazy attempt, because
I
for
think,
so long fans have been used to not seeing people of color on these shows.
but I also believe, well, except for, Atlanta. I mean,
Yeah, and
and that's where
Potomac.
I watched Atlanta right after they told me we were housewives, and I was like, okay, I can do that, but I don't know if these people can handle it.
But the way y'all do rumor and gossip and y'all throw
Oh,
y'all
we
tea
do it
out,
well. We do that
yeah,
well.
y'all give Atlanta
Here's what
vibes for sure.
here's what I think, and I wish all of the production companies that work with Bravo would have done. Instead of taking the microaggressions and turning them negative, I would have loved to have seen positive conversations about, did it really offend you? Why were you offended? Uh,
More like
let's talk about the fact
educational.
that, edutainment. There's
Yes.
such an opportunity for us, which is the reason I wanted to do the show, was to highlight and promote, my nonprofits, and to share my story of, look, I came from tragedy and I still refuse to lie down and quit. And it's really all about that. And I can't tell you how many people still message me like, thank you for sharing your story. I so understand my husband better, or you saved my, you know, and people still reach out to me. How do you handle this? How can I do this? And I give them answers all the time. I mean, that's really what I saw that I wanted to do. And it just, that was never developed. That was never grown. Educating and coming back together was never encouraged by Dallas's production company.
And,
And
and
then
it,
when it would end, and the season, I remember this going into season 4, maybe 3 or 4. I just remember this. Everybody was hating everybody. Nobody. So who do you think the owner of the production company calls to ask what he should do?
you.
Called me. I said, you need to sit everybody down. We need to have an in-room conversation where everybody's in the room, hash out all our shit, agree to what we're going to agree to, like how far we're going to push the limits, and then move forward. And guess what he did? What I suggested. Did it work? No. But still, you call me after you put every season on my back. So let's just put more on me and never thank me for it.
Wow. So if you had to choose, who would you say is the reason season 6 couldn't even really get off the ground? Would you blame Kameron or Tiffany? Because I know it was some behind the scenes going on, and
A lot behind the scenes. I will tell you this. Had I been there, that situation would have been resolved and the two of them would be friends today.
because it just seemed like no issue, and
but here's the
Kameron
thing.
just
Well, and Kameron is, you got to understand, Kameron's not easy to really know. She's not.
no, she can
Everybody
get on
thinks
that
she's
hamster wheel and she'll just go and go
and
and
that's
go.
it. And she does that because that's her way of fighting. Woo, nobody wants to get on that hamster wheel with Kameron, let me just tell you.
Don't your
But
finger.
the difference is, I know Kameron and I know Tiffany, and what makes me sad is, again, what I just said. The cast the production company never encourages the cast to come together and resolve. And that's something that I would have done. I would have sat them down and said, don't say a word, say everything you want to say. Stop. Say everything you want to say. Stop. This is what I hear. I hear you really, all you want is this. And I hear all you want is this. Now, you two kiss and make up right here on camera, lip to lip, and we're done. But see, the other girls didn't want to do that because then that means that we'd have to move on to a different storyline.
Right.
So
And
if we
this
kept
is
that
the
storyline
biggest.
going, I could just sneak back here with a cocktail and be just fine.
Right.
And that's what happened.
And so, according to Tiffany, I know she has publicly said this, that season 6, what they were taping some test scenes that they just couldn't get no momentum to feel like they need to just continue shooting the girls.
Yeah.
To my knowledge, the cast was going to be Kameron, Tiffany, Deandra, and then they were going to have 3 newbies, Lizzie, Madeline, and is it Mahisha?
Mm-hmm.
And so it was no chemistry there.
There was no interchemistry between the cast. They don't, the thing, what you said you loved most was me and Deandra talking because it was so authentic and natural, just like my talking with Tiffany. I could skip words and Tiffany still understood what I meant. She didn't try to manipulate it or twist it. And that's what is missing in Dallas, an authentic group of friends that won't push someone too far because they want that person to stay on the show.
Right.
You know, our show became so toxic.
Yeah. Season
So
4,
toxic.
by the reunion of season 4, it just felt dark. And then by season 5, that was tough to
Nobody
watch
wanted to
Tiffany
watch
go
it.
through that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was
I
like,
mean,
what are
it's
we
a tough,
watching?
when it premieres to 300,000, that's tough.
Yeah. Like I saw those ratings for season 5, they were so low.
Mm.
But I don't want Tiffany to feel like she's the reason why that show.
She shouldn't feel that. That's
She
not
shouldn't,
her.
because
She
she
was
did what
brand
she
new.
was supposed to do.
She
She
was a
was the
great
best
housewife.
rookie I saw in the longest. Like
Yeah.
she slayed her first season from fashion to her comebacks. She was a great
She was a
addition.
great housewife. I agree.
Yes. And if Mama D sign off on you, you know you good. Cause Mama D won't even give Deandra the key. So you know. But okay. If you had to create your dream cast for season 6, who would you have in that cast? And you
I don't
need
know.
to include yourself.
Yeah, I don't know that I'd do a 6. I don't know that I'd do Housewives again. I'd do Ultimate Girls Trip,
I
but
was just about to say,
if
so
it's
a
gonna,
girl trip cast
I would
that
do
you would.
Ultimate Girls Trip because nobody really knows anybody, and we all have seen what the other people have gone through. But the problem with Ultimate Girls Trip is who you going to pair with me. You can't take Tiffany and I because we never did a season together. So who are you going to pair with me?
But what if that was the theme for the next one? Like people that weren't on the show together, but were on the same franchise. So then y'all
We
would
can call
naturally.
Andy and talk to Andy about that.
Okay. Well, I'll just name some names. I hope you know some of these people that I think you would be amazing with.
Okay.
What about Kelly Dodd?
I love Kelly. Kelly and our friends.
Kelly Dodd, Mary Cosby.
I never got to meet Mary. I don't know. I think Mary Cosby really is done with television. I think it's that's a family thing. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? So
yeah.
that's a family thing.
But I
But
think,
I loved her on the show. I thought she was
yeah,
hilarious.
she was amazing. I think y'all would be good together. What about Karen Huger?
I love Karen. I like Karen a lot.
Karen Huger, maybe Candy Burris.
I've met Candy a couple of times. Candy's always been very nice to me. I know,
Okay,
here's the thing you got to remember. I know a lot of the housewives.
right,
I mean, a lot.
right.
So
What about Sutton Strack?
I don't know Sutton. I know Lisa. I'm really close with Lisa, Erica, somewhat close with Kyle. And then I don't know all the new ones. Those are new. They came on after me.
Okay. Oh, you said you good with all the ones I don't really like right now, but
I
that's
know, sorry.
okay. That's
I
okay.
know.
Hopefully they can get some of your spice and figure it out over there, because that's a whole
They'll
nother
figure
story.
it out. That show's going to continue because it's one of the few housewife shows that actually shows, the lifestyle.
Yeah.
So I think that show's just fine. I think
Yeah.
New York, I'd like to see what they're going to do with this split, you know, the legacies and the new girls. It'll be interesting.
And that's crazy that they split a whole show just to accommodate demands, you know? And that's literally what it comes off as, especially if now y'all have a budget to make two shows when you didn't even have a budget for a reunion. Because I wanted to see that 13
They had a
reunion.
budget for the reunion.
Yeah.
The
They
reunion
just
is
waited and then they
included.
made the excuse.
The reunion is included in our contract.
Okay. Thanks for that. So do
Mhm.
you know Tony Grant?
I know of her. I don't personally think, no, I've probably met her a few times, but I don't, we haven't had a deep conversation. So for me, until that connection happens, I don't know. For me to say I know her, I don't know her.
Okay. Because her name is in the mix a lot, and
I know who she is. Yeah.
yeah, I know she's friends with I think Carrie B.
Yeah.
If I'm right. And then what about Claudia Jordan? Do you know Claudia
I know
Jordan?
Claudia. Yeah. I've met Claudia several times.
Wow, I think you guys would make an amazing reboot with
Claudia would be great.
Tiffany, Deandra. I would love to see you and Deandra make up, LeeAnne, and I
If
hope
that's
that
Deandra, that's not me. That's Deandra.
yeah, I hope the doors open with that, and y'all shouldn't lock it and throw away the key. I hope one day, even off camera, y'all should sit down and talk because that I mean, she was a little shady about the engagement, how she was pressing you and stuff, but
She's a little shady about my husband cheating on me.
yeah, I mean, but y'all have that history, and I feel like y'all shouldn't let the. I hate when real friendships end behind the show.
I don't know that we were real friendships in real life. I think I thought we were, and I think Deandra does what Deandra needs to do for Deandra above all.
Yeah,
So
because I can't really
why
say
would I be?
one girl
Why
she
would I go
genuinely
back?
connected with.
Right? Why would I go back and be friends with someone who I know at any given time would throw me under the bus to save herself?
Yeah, that's true. I
Believe me,
mean,
I had a lot of time on that show to really do some damage to her, and I never did. And I never did. That scene in Mexico where she was drunk and she was like, the men that put us in the van. And I was like, okay, Deandra, you're shit faced. And
she
then she's
was just
like, I
trying to
want to
keep up.
FaceTime my mom. And I'm like, no, you do not.
Right. We're gonna lose all her salary.
Yeah.
But okay, so let's play a game. Let's do something fun. Let's play a
Okay.
game. So I mean, you have your whole cast, you know the cast. And I'm gonna just name out a category like in a high school yearbook, and you're gonna name that person that will win that category.
Okay.
So what about best dress? Who would you say? Whether they was on the show with you or not on the show with you, just a Dallas housewife, any Dallas housewives
Tiffany.
or friend.
Tiffany.
Tiffany
It'd be
Moon.
a tough choice between Tiffany and Kameron, but I think my Tiffany my style is more how Tiffany dresses.
Yeah, Tiffany was everything.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, she was so cute how she put it together. Um, what about smartest?
Book smart or street smart?
Both. Because I think both are important.
I would say Tiffany was probably book smart, the smartest girl on the show. Street smart, I would say me.
Definitely. I agree. Funniest.
Now, no one's going to agree with this, but Kameron is hilarious. I
Not Big
love.
Bird.
She's so funny. Um, she really is funny. You know why? Because it's not forced humor, and I loved to play with her. Like that time we were at the restaurant, and they said something about happy veal or like that, and she was like, well, what makes the difference between regular veal and happy veal? And I was like, well, I guess they just let the calf out and it runs around and that makes it happy. And she's like, really? And I'm like that was, to me, that was fun.
That, but also the pink dog food and also PJs on the PJ. I just
Yeah.
thought that was like what, but
Yeah.
I can see how she's unintentionally funny, you know.
Yes.
Yeah. What about the most trustworthy? Who would you say is the most trustworthy of your former cast members?
Kameron.
Cameron?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And so what about the realest?
Me.
You, definitely. The fakest.
You mean the high school sweetheart?
Oh,
Yeah.
Brandy? Yeah,
Mm-mm.
Brandy.
No,
Yeah,
not
so
Brandy. Brandy's not actually not that fake, but her friend.
oh, Stephanie. Okay. So do you believe Brandy when she says she's only been with one person in her whole life? Because when she said that in Beaver Creek, I was like, what? You were a Dallas Cowgirl cheerleader.
Come on now.
Right. Okay, we see each other on that one. So Stephanie is the fakest. Who do you have the most regrets for how you treated?
Should. I mean, most of most of
Just
them.
pick one, and I'll tell you who it should be after you say your answer.
Probably Carrie Duber.
I
But
truly,
but Carrie Duber and I have gotten to a point where, like, literally, we really worked hard on it. And she and Mark would be out on a date, and they bring a tray of knives because he was ordering a steak, and she would send it a picture of Mark holding the knives, and she would say, "They're not knives. They're not knives. They're just hands." And I'd be like, "Stop it!"
Brandy, that scene of Brandy telling Stephanie you said that is hilarious. I'm like, they are at work and they used to just love taking you down. It was
Yep,
so,
they
yeah,
did.
it was horrible. Um, who would you choose to go into business with?
Tiffany
Tiffany Moon
or Court.
or Court? Okay. Well, okay, so that's it with the game. And so now, if there's anything new that you have in the works, anything you want to share with everyone,
I started a travel magazine called Eternal Traveler Magazine. It's on Instagram, and my husband has the #2 show on Discovery Plus called Alien Endgame, and we've got a few other shows in the works. So hopefully you'll see me back on TV real soon.
aw, I love to hear that.
Yeah,
Well,
me too.
thank you so much, LeeAnne. I really appreciate the time we spent today. I want you to know you have a fan in me, you have a
Oh,
supporter in me. And yeah, I really wish like Dallas could come back and you could be smacking that middle where you deserve to be.
if it could go back to being fun and over the top parties and silly jokes and not so serious and toxic, it would be fun, but it really stopped being fun. And that
And
was
the
sad.
fact that you've connected with Tiffany off camera and you are friends with Kameron, I hope you could help at some point because life is short, and all of you ladies, the one thing I'm sure it's like a sisterhood, only so many people will understand what you all have experienced.
Yep.
So y'all should really see that as power and unity opposed to the dumb stuff about storylines for the show, you know?
Thank you. Yep,
Yeah.
I agree.
But I really appreciate you and maybe even you can follow me on Instagram.
Sure will. Okay. Wait, what is it under?
I am
Okay.
one EGENDARY. I am legendary, but
Ah,
the L is a one.
okay. The
Yes.
L is a one. So the I
Yes.
is first. So it's I and then that's a one.
Well,
Got it.
I am, and then
Right.
legendary. Yes.
Got it. I've
Thank you
already
so much.
DM'd.
Oh, I appreciate
I'll go
that.
follow you.
Oh, thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you for taking the time to interview me today. I really appreciate it.
For sure, always. And you have a good one, and
I'm
maybe
going.
I'll see you in Dallas sometime.
I'm
Who knows?
going out tonight, so it
I'm
should
in
be fun.
Houston. I'm in Houston, so
You're in Houston. I was born in Houston.
I know because you was in like Galveston, Pasadena, or something, right?
Born at Bayshore Hospital in Pasadena.
Okay, Pasadena. Yes,
I was
I
Miss
work in
Houston USA.
education, and so I'm always over there.
No.
Yeah.
Well, when you come to town, I'll see you at the roundup.
No, I will not be at the roundup. I'm off the market, so I will not be at the roundup. But who knows? I might know some people that's done visited the
You
roundup before.
know.
You have a good
You,
one.
sweetheart. Thank you.
Thank
Bye.
you. Bye bye.
Bye.
So that was LeeAnne Locken, folks. I'm wrapping up this interview with No Crumbs Left Behind TV. Hopefully y'all enjoyed this video. like, comment, subscribe, and stay tuned for the next guest. You don't know who I might have. Who knows? I'm always cooking up something.